So this one is for professional knowledge, research articles on different mental health disorders, one mental health disorder every other week. I can honestly say I didn't do this. And I know my actual on here we have to say life stage challenges. Those were definitely a challenge, I want to say. And the reason I'm saying this is because I mentally did tell myself I would do it later, and physically I was exhausted. So I had, in my first placement, it was a lot closer to my work, it was a lot closer to my house, so my traveling commute was a lot shorter. So instead of waking up for 6:20 to catch the bus, I didn't actually have to leave my house till about 7:45ish, and when I would work I'd be home by 10 p.m. the earliest, or the latest, sorry. So for me it was even though those 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night make a big difference, because I found this semester I would have to leave my house at 6:20, and then I would get to the school after commuting because the buses that I was taking only ran once every 40 minutes, and I was at placement every morning for 7:30 to start. So it was definitely a struggle because my school placement was from till only 2:30, so that's why I started earlier in the morning. But for me, I found just going to placement, then traveling across town to go to work, then getting home. I wouldn't be home till about 10:30, quarter to 11 at night on the average. So by the time I come home, I would eat something, maybe sit on my phone for 20 minutes, have a shower, go to bed, and just wake up and repeat. There was no real in between to have a break, think about the day, just relax. That wasn't an option really, just because if not, I was gonna miss placement because I was exhausted. So that's why that goal didn't get done. For this video, I'm gonna add the next one because this whole category, I don't think I did any of them. Well, I can say I did some, actually. Learning one new skill to help a youth every other week. So I think when I thought of this goal, I didn't really word it correctly, in my opinion, because I don't think I never once looked up, Google, one new skill. That wasn't an option. But I did learn, working with the kids at placement. We had kids coming and going always, 2 weeks before placement, or about a week before the schools closed. We actually just got a new student, and one thing that was put in his notes is that he's very aggressive, highly on the spectrum, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So one thing that I wanted to work with was to get him to stop trying to break pencils every time we said you gotta write. You can use your iPad for some things, but sometimes you do have to write, unfortunately. I know it's a hard thing, but we need you to write 10 sentences or 5 sentences even. So one thing that I found personally was getting down to his level and then just keep replacing the pencils or giving him the broken ones. So at first we tried replacing them with brand new pencils, so he would just break them. And we're like, okay, you want to break your pencil, that's fine, but now you only have this part of a pencil to use. And so it slowly started to progress, but I didn't get to really see that one full out just because obviously placement canceled and everything out of there was beyond our control. We didn't have say we can go back or not, it wasn't a choice. So I'm not sure if that's still working for him. He is one of the group home guys, so I don't know how they're doing schooling right now, if they are doing schooling or if they're every other kid just winging it. And then my next goal was watch a TED Talk each week on a relevant issue happening in the field. I watched numerous TED Talks, but they weren't necessarily on that topic. I found I wouldn't say they portrayed it specifically based on issues that are happening in our field as CYCs. I found issues that are related to youth, and then I watched TED Talks related to different problems happening with youth. So there's one for my psychopharmacology assignment. My topic is marijuana, so I was watching a TED Talk based on effects of youth and marijuana, where I didn't specifically look up it for this assignment, but it did help. I wouldn't say I watched them every single week. I did watch them on a binge type thing, So typically on a Friday or a Saturday, I'd just sit in my room and that's when it would start. I'd just sit there and click on a YouTube link and then boom, 2 hours later, I get off TED Talks. But I never once can say that I like searched up relevant issues happening in the CYC world. Instead, I looked up things like, youths of effect of these, or problems or ways to help youths deal with anger management, this related to this. It was kind of more, I based it off other assignments we had rather than just for this assignment. And then my final one for this topic, I think it's the final one. Yeah, it'd be the final one for professional knowledge, is talk with other CYCs and people who work with children and youth to share resources each week. I found I didn't know anyone really in the CYC community other than peers. And since we were all kind of like in the same boat talking on Mondays, like it was hard to do that one. But near the end of the semester, someone created a Facebook page that the whole program got added into, so all years, to make it more inclusive, which I found like really helpful. There are a couple other Facebook pages I'm on, but not a lot of people were posting on them asking questions that I could answer because I didn't have the experience or I'd never worked there, but I definitely saw like ways that I could learn things. There was one person asking, someone who'd worked in residential care, I remember, and she was asking like how, this is my first time ever dealing with a transitioning youth. I'm really confused. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm nervous. Like, can someone help? And people on there were just so open to like giving them the feedback that she needed and stuff. So that was really awesome to see. But I found like my nerves and like anxiety of not knowing people, maybe that goal was too high for me to achieve just because I'm not like, I want to say I'm an extrovert for people who know me, but like if I don't know you, I'm an introvert as can be, like completely. I just shut down. I don't like to try and talk because I always fear the judgment. So for me, it's really hard. Like I know even just in online seminars, because I only know Mandeep and I knew Kristen, but we never spoke. Same with Mandeep. Like I knew them, but I didn't know them. So I still have that little bit of comfort. But everyone else in our group, I did not know. So for me, it was really hard to even try and talk because I'm like, I don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about me. Like we weren't in the same sections last year. So it's just really challenging, I always found. And yeah. So that's all I really have for professional knowledge, is that the goals got completed in just not in the form I wanted to complete them with. That's basically all I can say. So yeah, thanks.